another dilemma that faces whoever the next president is, the idea that the problem is the government, and that everything the government undertakes by definition should first be perceived as a likely problem. And so how does a reasonable Republican, if that's a reasonable term, how does someone like you, can you be a voice for that actually goes out there and says, look, the government is in fact not the problem always?
President Bush's philosophy that I share was that government should be limited, in part because we want active citizens, active civil society. It's my strong belief that in meeting the needs of people across the country, somebody who knows your name, shares your zip code, lives in your area, is working through institutions that you also are part of or ought to be part of, are better equipped and better positioned to make a difference in your life than a distant government bureaucrat. Having said that, government is so in so many areas in terms of food safety, environmental protection, national security, homeland security, education policy appropriately, but it needs to be limited government, but in the areas in which it operates, effective government.
And the president would say this, President Obama, that the people would be surprised if they understood that I don't believe that for every problem there is a government solution. And government probably larger than President Bush would have articulated, but President Obama also believed that we needed an effective, efficient government, and that was the filter. And as a result, he also believed that not every problem would be solved out of Washington, D.C. And as a result, he charged us to look in the states, to look in local communities, and to identify the solutions to the complex social problems that are facing our country today. And in fact, we formed a council, the White House Council for Community Solutions that Bridge sat on, among others, other Republicans, Democrats, private sector, philanthropic, not-for-profit leaders, to examine why are certain communities really successful in taking on these challenges? What is it that they're doing? And we started to better understand that, and ultimately started to articulate, along with others at the same time, the strategy around collective impact, to look at a particular set of big challenges and the application of that strategy to those challenges. And all of that required cross-sector collaboration. And that's when you get people exercising the muscles that are strongest for them and coming together in a way that can help us to solve the problems. It doesn't mean, and we have to, I believe, we have to deal with this problem of government is bad and government is inherently flawed because it is, but look at how do we make it most effective, most efficient, and the best partner with other sectors in solving these big problems.
Yeah, Abraham Lincoln said it was the purpose of government to do that for the people which they otherwise couldn't do for themselves. And when you look at sort of the big ideas that have emerged where ultimately you needed a national system to embrace it, the national park idea, America's best idea, emerged from private citizens. John Muir and others who saw the power on the heels of our manifest destiny of protecting places, a great democratic idea that we would own these places. Over and over, civil rights movement, great social movements in the country, again, emerged from private citizens, sometimes who didn't have any public platform at all, but then through their power and persuasion, got government to step up and do the right thing.